The State Councillor and Foreign Minister Wang Yi, he stressed, and I'm quoting him here, he says, "The one China principle is the consensus of the international community, the political foundation of China's exchanges with other countries, the center of China's core interests, and the red and bottom line that cannot be crossed." Do you believe, Victor, that the one China policy is in jeopardy right now? And what happens if that quote unquote red line is crossed?
First of all, the one China policy seems to be hollowed out by the United States, including by Nancy Pelosi's visit to Taipei as we speak. Secondly, I think we all need to pause and ask an additional question. That is, the United States now is claiming that China, or the People's Republic of China, has never been running Taiwan. Seemingly, it had a point. However, we need to ask, what caused this? It was caused by the fact that there was a civil war in China back in 1949.
Yeah. And
that civil war gave rise to the establishment of the People's Republic of China in China's mainland, and the nationalist government under Generalissimo Chiang Kai-shek fled China's mainland to Taiwan, and they stayed there ever since. So the real nature of the issue of the cross-strait relations now is the unfinished civil war in China. Now, whatever the United States is doing, including whatever Nancy Pelosi is doing, is really pushing for the resurrection of the unfinished civil war. Now, if something happens, it will not be mainland's invasion of Taiwan, because they are part of the same country. They are part of China. So the unfinished civil war may be resurrected, and the United States actually betted on the wrong horse in 1949. They wanted to shift to the PRC in 1979.
Right.
And if the United States really want to play with fire and trigger the resurrection of the unfinished civil war again, then they need to make a fundamental choice, whether they really bet with Taiwan in the unfinished civil war, or they do something more reasonable, more rational for the benefit of the American people. I think this choice is daunting for America right now. They cannot take it and have it at the same time. They cannot have the cake and eat it at the same time. They cannot create the impression that on two sides of the Taiwan Strait, there is one country on the left side of the strait, and there is another country on the other side of the strait. This is the daunting challenge we are faced with for the United States, for the rest of the world.